I'm going to be starting a public diary for myself, essentially, about what's going on in my brain, what's going on in my thoughts, and what's going on in my life. So honestly, this past couple months hasn't necessarily been the best months of my life. I've most likely felt like a failure, and I felt like a failure of a man because my beliefs and who I really want to be is not lining up with my actions. And I guess I do have a justification for it, but it's not really a justification. It's just an excuse. But in reality, it's because I did start working two jobs, and I'm not necessarily. I haven't really learned how to balance the pain and the pleasure between working both jobs and having a regular life, essentially. Like when you're working at one job, that's enough. Like you can come home, you can have enough pain, you can have enough pleasure to the point where you don't have to distract yourself with the mindless things. You don't have to distract yourself with junk food, pornography, and all these other things. But then once you up the intensity on that thing and you have nothing but pain for 16 hours a day, and every single day it's just pain, sleep, pain, sleep, pain, sleep. And then once you finally have time to leisure and kind of do what you want, your brain kind of naturally doesn't want to do anything except for go towards the pleasure side of things and the hedonic activities. You know what I'm saying? So for the past kind of months, I've relapsed a couple times. I've eaten way more junk food than I should have. I've been buying Tim Hortons a lot more than I should have. And it's because I'm a bitch, man. It's because my mental health is not really where it's supposed to be. I haven't really spent enough time sitting down and journaling and figuring out I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, but getting a lot more centered on that will definitely help center my goals and center what I'm doing outside and in my leisure time to make sure that I'm still progressing towards out to where I want to go. And yeah, I guess you can call it normal. You can say it's okay. We all have slip ups and this and that, but I'm not supposed to be somebody who slips up. I hold myself to a higher standard than that. I'm not supposed to be laying in my bed for an extra 10 to 15 minutes. I don't give a fuck how much you worked the day before. You're supposed to leave your bed behind you as fast as you fucking can as soon as you open your eyes. I don't know why you're tired and lazy after you get 8 hours of sleep. You're still slugging around. It's because your diet's shit. It's because you haven't had time to necessarily go to the gym because you don't have your car yet. I haven't been able to go to the gym. But again, it's kind of an excuse because I could still be doing a little bit of home workouts. But then I mean another excuse because I know I'm not going to put in the same amount of intensity I would if I were at the gym. So therefore, I just kind of neglect the whole thing in general. And that's a bad habit on my part, right? So we all have some work to put towards. And I got written up at work because I've been tired working two jobs like a lazy fucking bitch. My percentage has been low there, so therefore I gotten written up and almost got fired if it wasn't for me stepping up as a man and apologizing to my boss for my for the lack of responsibility I'd taken around my performance in the workplace. If it wasn't for me doing that, then he wouldn't have even given me a second chance. But he saw the potential in me, and he saw that I understand the situation, and he saw that I even cared. Because I analyzed it and I know who I am and I know I've been slacking off. And I don't give a fuck if I'm working 16 hours a day. I should still be able to show up and put in at least 95% in every area that I'm in. There's no excuse to lay around, sit around, be tired and be aching and be moping around, bro. 16 hours is fucking nothing. Alright, man. And again, some may say I'm being way too hard on myself, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't really care what you say. I don't care. I don't care. Even you watching this in the past, you may say that, you're being a little bit too hard on yourself, gahdaco. I don't think so, man. It's just enough. All right? Because I even look back at old Snapchats of me while I was 15, and I'm like, damn, I was so hard on that little kid for no reason. I was so hard on myself back then, and I feel bad for that little kid because he hated himself to a certain extent. But that thrived, and that brought him to a place where he felt happy and he felt joy and he felt a sense of accomplishment. And now that I'm chasing that again, it's hard and it hurts, and it's a different type of accomplishment I'm chasing, one that's going to take 5-10 years to even reach. So I'm going to be in a state of unsatisfaction for the majority of my life in these next couple of years. Small big wins won't necessarily mean anything to me until I hit the potential I know I'm capable of hitting. And you may call that negative, you may not, but I don't necessarily do it for myself. I do it for other people. And obviously the little milestones around the road are not enough to inspire others in the way that I want to inspire others. It's not enough to move people the way I want to move people. It's not enough to move myself or put myself in a position that makes me feel comfortable, that makes me feel like a man that makes me feel like I've actually done something and contributed to society as a whole, or contributed to my family as a whole. So you have a lot of work to put in, and obviously you're young right now, and the biggest task right now is just simply detaching my emotions from my actions, and just even just the little things, man. I bought a new hoodie, it gets dirty and I feel bad. What the fuck? Why am I emotionally attached to a piece of fabric? I have a duffel bag, I put it on the bus, on the floor of the bus. I'm like, I feel a little ashamed, like it's gonna get dirty. Who cares? Who cares if it gets dirty? It's a piece of fabric, my G. Why are you emotionally attached to these things? You need to detach yourself from all these things, man. It doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing, who got it for you, how much you bought it for. Things are going to wear down. Things are going to deteriorate. Just like your life and just like your body and just like your bank account. You need to understand how to accept that. You need to understand how to live with that fact and that reality and that truth. The truth that everything goes and everything comes. And sometimes you're just going to be the one that goes. Yes, it may be a dark way of viewing life, but I definitely do see the beauties of it as well. Okay, everything is so nice in this life. I'm able to wake up every single morning and hit the day as hard as I can. Thank God, or thank whoever you want to believe in for that ability to be able to thrive forward and have goals and to expect tomorrow to come and expect 5 years to even come. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for giving me that ability and making me fortunate enough to even set goals for the future, because I know a lot of people that aren't able to do that. Obviously, they're not able to do that because of maybe their environment, their circumstances, or the mental health that God has placed them in. All right, it is what it is. Okay, but I do understand the beauties of life, and I'm definitely I take gratitude most days. I don't take gratitude every day, and that's something we all have to work on as a society as a whole. But I take gratitude most days, and I understand my place on this planet, and I'm really nothing. I'm a pop in a popcorn kettle, as they say. I'm nothing on this planet, but I might as well just do whatever the fuck I want and do whatever the fuck I can. And part of that is going to be facing the struggles of the world and understanding how to balance the darkness and the lightness and using it to my advantage to actually accomplish the goals and dreams in my life. And once I'm able to actually do that, then I'm going to feel like I reach full enlightenment. I understand every aspect of my own world and my own truth, and therefore I'm able to relate to others and add more value to society as a whole. And once I'm able to add more value to society as a whole, I feel like a more fulfilled person. And right now, I don't feel fulfilled at all. I don't feel fulfillment at all. And obviously, at 19, young, when you're grinding 2 jobs like a fucking dog slave, you're not going to feel much fulfillment working at somebody else's business, taking commands from another man who doesn't even have respect for himself. It's hard. It's hard to do it all. But I don't have respect for myself either. I'm a fat fucking bitch who fucking drinks fucking French vanillas and chocolate chip cookies often, way too often than I should. Because I lack discipline, I lack self-control, and I haven't gained the ability to master pain and pleasure and to endure a certain amount of pain that I've set myself up to take on. And that's a progress in itself. That's a process in itself. So we'll get to that point very, very, very soon. But that's kind of where my mental state is at right now. I'm loving life, although I'm hating my own. If that makes sense. Because I can see the positives coming from my labors, but it's just dark. It's a grimy time right now. I'm about to hop in the shower and go to fucking bed. Peace.